Madison. I'm ready. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to VRML preseason week 6. Still hyped up from the last match we just witnessed, and we're getting immediately into this game. There's no break at all, so here it goes. It is gonna be a match between ReeVspawn and Mor-S'mores as Vidman takes it over. So to everyone joining us in Twitch and who were just around to witness that last exciting match, perhaps one of the most exciting finishes of the entire preseason, can confirm that Team Orbit has in fact secured the 4th seed off the confirmation of those scores. So absolutely incredible, but just wanted to make a note since that just happened moments ago. Breaking news, if you will.
Breaking news indeed. Breaking news indeed. We got ReeVspawn, of course, against Mor-S'mores, and yeah, so it's been kind of a battle of throwing the disc around. We haven't seen anybody really contest the goal just yet, and this right now actually is the closest we've had, coming up with, of course, ReeVspawn getting the disc right here in Mor-S'mores area. Vidman, actually, I gotta do a shout out real quick. I've played games with this guy for several years now, so it's always fun to see him playing in competition. And yeah, wow, as I'm talking about it right now, his team is able to keep the disc away from ReeVspawn and do a very nice clear.
Absolutely. And so yeah, you mentioned Big Man or Vidman and ReeVspawn going up for the shots, a little bit tight on the corner there, so Vex will come away with it. ReeVspawn, yeah, they are also known as V-Respawn from Echo Combat, the champions last season, and transitioning here to VRML for Echo Arena. So, indeed.
It's amazing. Yeah, the games obviously live in the same universe, same idea of floating in anti-gravity space, but they're also so different. The androids themselves perform differently. They fly at a different speed. So there's a lot of differences between the two different games. And how do you think that actually affects the gameplay here?
No worries. So we're just giving you the radio commentary. So far, scoreless and 2 minutes in. We got it. Might be a little bit on a delay, depending. So I don't know. By the time you hear my voice here, as Chocolate goes in for the score, just coming in from that bottom corner off a pass there from Mort. That's exactly what happened. Trust me, I'm in the future.
Apologies for any technical difficulties. We do sometimes have to, take some care of some things, but without a doubt, we're going to be having this picture here available for you. And yeah, I mean, I think that. Yeah, the cameras that we see right now, the ability to actually fly around the world with these players is something that's just straight out of the future. I mean, it's certainly something that they've wished to be able to do with traditional sports, and here with virtual reality, it's just a dream come true to be able to see the game from these different perspectives.
And now maybe finally the stream seeing it from our perspective is going to be here, going down low to JL Graham, and he'll have it taken away. Kaz Naz as well on that play, going to the other side. And going here, taking it away is JL Graham. So
yeah, what a fantastic clear he's got right there. It literally went very the disc. Luckily, they do have a defender right there. Mor-S'mores is going to be trying their best to get the disc out of their area, and it seems to be very even match so far.
Yeah, thus far, low scoring here, just 2 points, about 3.5 in, and just back and forth. Chocolate getting that one for his team. And Chocolate, one of those players that we were first, or at least I was first introduced to in Pizza League, as well as JL Graham down there for Season 2. And it's great to see them. And then for White Fox, on the other hand, I was first introduced to him around summertime over in VRL. He was substituting for one of those games during last season for them. And, it's good to see him develop and come into competitive play for the first time, kind of on a full-time team. Was he now? Dimwi is informing me that he was on. Who am I thinking of then?
He was on a team, I guess, yeah, previously, which does make sense. He is a fantastic player, so I can believe that he's had some experience.
I know who I'm confusing him. I will correct myself now. I was confusing him with Cruisin', who we're gonna see in the next match. My bad.
It's easy to happen. We've had a lot of different players come into it over the years, and that players who are familiar to us. But not only that, some people even change their names over time. So
that's the other problem. Yeah, we got a lot of players just changing their names. And speaking of the name changes, yeah, SirDimwi, one of our casters here, obviously doing work today, doing great work at that. He changed his name.
There was always a T in my name.
I mean, I'm finally used to it, but I was so used to Dimwit kind of threw me off. And same here for Carbon Knights, changing it to Mor-S'mores. Changing their team late, kind of an amalgamation of their names, Mort and JL Graham, Chocolate. There's s'more themed, right? So it makes sense, but it just throws old Pally off.
Who doesn't like s'mores? I mean, come on. It's got to be, interesting to be able to use things like that. But as I'm about to talk about the teams, here we go. Another 2 points on the board right now for ReeVspawn. And it looks like Mor-S'mores is kind of just taking a break when it comes to actually shooting on the goal, but they're doing a great job at blasting people in the face.
That they are, and well, maybe that's a carryover too from the other game of theirs, huh? But coming here, Vidman, trying to do some of that blasting on the other side of the goal. But Mort will find it, and off it'll roll to the other side again. So another turnover briefly, and maybe a shot a little bit off, going to the corner wall there on the wedge, taken over here by Mort. He will be assaulted by a pair of players, but now going for the pass softly, but could not find his teammate, so it'll sail it straight into the wall.
Yeah, it was kind of a little bit of a ricochet pass that was kind of a little slow motion. I think they might have had a little bit of a problem there with connecting, but yeah, I mean, we've seen the disc just go back and forth a lot during this match, and here with just literally little less than 4 minutes to go, not a lot is happening for Mor-S'mores. So we need to see them get a little bit more aggressive, and they got to change their tempo here.
Well, that was a good pass attempt, but a great save there from Levity, I think it was, or Vidman, I can't tell because the disc indicator is on 3 different players. So anyways, it's okay. It'll go back down into the other end on the bottom of the floor. Another shot could not quite connect on that one. So having a tough time of it here with the defense from ReeVspawn, and they have been quite the heavy-handed defense, if nothing else, on this preseason.
Yeah, ReeVspawn has actually taken several attempts at the goal right now. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to with the goal at all for the past 3 or 4 different attempts. I'm not sure why that is, if they're just getting a little bit too excited here, or if they're just hurrying a little bit too quickly. But what they need to do is just compose themselves, because although they are 6 points ahead, that is just 2 goals. In Echo Arena, of course, we have 3s and 2s that you can score, and 6 points is just not enough. As I say, 8 points is a little bit safer.
8 points might be the stuff. We'll see. That is a good lead for them here for Mor-S'mores. Doing the good work, but yeah, you mentioned, I mean, the 6-point deficit, and even 8 points, quite frankly, not insurmountable. And well, we saw that pay off a lot of times today, where you see these teams go on runs. You see, again, these comebacks, the back and forth. We just saw in that last match as well with Orbit. It just, yeah, it is so impressive how good the offenses have become, just as well as the defenses, but getting that through the fences over him as Kaz Naz assisted from Vidman on the cross.
Yeah, and it looked like he was going for a 3 right there. Unfortunately, he was just a little bit too far outside of the bubble, or too far inside the bubble, and wasn't able to get that 3-pointer right there. But yeah, talking about the different teams here, Mor-S'mores is full of people who know how to play this game and who know how to win. So they're going to be able to compose themselves, I'm sure, at different points in time, and each round's going to be interesting.
It's exciting seeing these. I can't emphasize it enough, especially throughout the season, just the fact, having as much participation as we have, getting basically record highs for the last couple of years now, doing it with a new format with 4v4 has been incredible. And then not only that, but sustaining those numbers for week after week. It's been so good seeing these new teams or newer teams, that kind of second generation of competitive players coming in here and doing a lot of work, a lot of damage. And look at that one with the splash into the goal after a few whirls around it.
Slam dunk. Yep. Sometimes the safest way to get those points is just to slam it in. And that's exactly what he did right there. He's not taking any chances. I mean, even though they've got the lead, they still need to put as many points on the board as they can, not only for themselves, but for, of course, that scoreboard later on. It does help their points.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, right now they're going to look for over on ReeVspawn side. They're down by the 8 points still, so it's going to be out of reach for this first round at the very least. But like you said, points, they do matter. So trying to find some here will still buy them some benefit.
Absolutely. Well, win or lose, you still got to try as hard as you can to make yourself a better player. And yeah, wow, they had nobody there in the goal, and I think that's because they're playing really hard offense right now. It does go to show that sometimes when you're playing hard, it can be a big mistake, because Echo Arena, it's so fast to change from one side to the other. It's not like another sport, other sports where it takes I guess, traditional time of running or even walking, right? You have people flying at ultra
Oh, but
speeds.
look, flying there at ultra speed. Chocolate. Have you ever seen a flying chocolate bar? That was right there from afar. And that was a good one to end this round as it goes down to 15-2 count for Mor-S'mores.
And yeah, you said it. That's the end of the round right here. And look, we've got 51 stuns.
Yeah, that's an awful lot there. And usually, I know if you would have told me, I would have expected maybe it's ReeVspawn with those stuns, because they've been a pretty stunning team throughout the season, just really going hard with some of those punches. But you know what? Mor-S'mores, they're just finding the better end of those wins. It's kind of, the brawl game is really kind of a rock, paper, scissors type thing of when you want to punch, when you want to bait the punch, when you want to shield. It's a very fun gameplay style, and you know, a small meta of itself.
Right, right. And of course, looking at the stats, you see the possession, you see the shots taken. Obviously, ReeVspawn had way more on the board, 14 shots taken, 407 for possession. And anytime you've got the disc more in your possession, anytime you take more shots, usually you're the team that's winning. And that goes to show, of course, how much offensive position that you have to take those shots. Not only that, but if you're actually connecting and turning over those shots, you know, converting them into points, then it's just going to make you the dominant team. And if both teams are doing that, we always see those very high scoring games. And obviously this one was just the way that it was. So ReeVspawn, 14 shots taken, and yeah, they came out with the W. So here we go, round number 2, starting up here in the next few seconds. Let's see what goes on.
Looking forward to it. Chocolate, just by the by, leading with the 9 points. So I see you, Chocolate.
Yeah. I think Mor-S'mores is going to have a do right here that's going to be a little bit different from round number 1. And I do also want to say, I mean, Echo Arena, as far as a sport, as far as a game, I find that it's not only something that's been fun to play for years, I don't find it getting old at all. So you talked about the numbers sustaining, and I see that just continuing.
Hold on. Oh, that was, I was almost going to lose it, because that was going to be a ridiculous steez move from them. So sorry, continue.
No, he was grabbing onto the leg of him right there, doing a little bit of a loop with his arm, and that was fantastic handwork right there. You know how that looked.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was about to witness an anchor dunk on a enemy player, which I'm not sure I've seen before, so I was ready. But it was avoided, that highlight play, in any case. So White Fox will take it away. And yeah, to get to what you were saying too, I agree. This game doesn't get old. I'm a person who, historically, I don't stick with games for very long. You know, I'll binge it for a short amount of time, as going in for a pass here real quick, but launched out of there and losing the handles. But yeah, Echo Arena is one of the very few games I've played my entire life, nothing but games all my life. Echo is one of the first ones that sustained me for just years at a time like this, in a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's testimony to the development and also just the idea itself. And yeah, here we go in for a point score. We need to get that disc out of there right now. Mor-S'mores something about this offensive push from ReeVspawn, because they're doing a great job of keeping the pressure on.
Well, good job there. Oh, White Fox couldn't find it. I was about to say, they had the defenders all drawn out of the goal there, so was trying to pressure that. And, you know, just take a one-on-one, but the stack slightly faster, able to get back and punch him out. But JL Graham will recover it for a moment before he tries to deliver it to the tunnel, and maybe back right into his hands for all the trouble. We'll still find another pass to Chocolate.
And all right, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, it looks like ReeVspawn's going to take this opportunity, of course, to take some control. They've been doing a little bit better as far as keeping the pressure on, but they haven't made all the opportunities that they could. They for sure have, you know, a lot more shots than they're actually making.
What a rocket of a pass that was! If he made that catch, that would have been an all-time catch, in my opinion. That was just a slingshot of a pass on that one. So Mort will take it back here for Mor-S'mores, and back into the tunnel again. So it is sticking on this side an awful lot. And that's kind of something I've observed watching some of the ReeVspawn games. I mentioned their defense in the bubble is actually pretty dang good, but they have a trouble getting those clears at times. So the disc ends up staying on their side of the floor long enough to eventually find scores.
Yeah, and it seems like they play the different opponents very differently. Yeah, wow. They almost had an opportunity. Great defense by Mor-S'mores.
Is that not just a telltale of what I just said? The great defense in the bubble by ReeVspawn, but then it stays on their side of the floor. The rebound going to the opposite team.
Oh boy. ReeVspawn has an opportunity right now. They look like, yep, and there they go. 2 points finally, and that was the most methodical goal. I mean, you should have seen them. They were just taking their time from mid, going from lower trench, of course, passing it around back and forth to even looking like they almost lost it, but they didn't. They got that opportunity and they took advantage of it. Congratulations to them.
It took them a really long time. I mean, look at that, 6:30 left in the second round as the pass goes out. But yeah, finally finding themselves at the opportune goal. But it was not easy for them.
No, and here we go. It looks like we got 3 defenders over here with ReeVspawn. And yeah, I think Mor-S'mores is
lines up the shot is what they did. So another turnover, and that was much quicker than the first run of offense they had.
I was about to say, I think that Mor-S'mores needs to really take some time to do some of those back passes that we've been seeing in the rest of the matches. And yeah, before I could even say that, this got turned over and scored. So 5-0. Let's see what's going to happen next. Here we got another controlled opportunity.
Yeah, possibly for ReeVspawn. They have been getting dramatically better at that over the weeks. Again, it's just I think the clears really that have been bothering them, things like that. But other than that, I mean, solid team here, week by week, going in and off the clear, bouncing off the bottom ramp here. A good little leech and a boost coming in from Levity. So he'll retrieve it for his team. He'll clear it out. There is a defender in the back line, though, so right back it'll go. And we just saw that as well from, that Orbit match. Gamer Boy playing the back line, just the same. These teams, I know they have a backline player a lot. Usually it's Vidman, I believe. Sometimes Kaz playing defensive end, but the pacing and the positioning really good from this team. And now, just can't find the goal, but now the second attempt it will go.
By JL Graham. Yeah, JL Graham, congratulations, buddy. You just got yourself 2 points on the board, securing that lead even more so. I mean, we've talked about this before. 6 points isn't so much, but the moment you pass that, you get 3 goals behind. It certainly adds the pressure to the other team. I mean, you really feel that as a player. That 1 extra point can really make a difference with how you feel. And they need to turn this around. Mor-S'mores knows what they need to do. They're 1 round down already, and now they're 7 points down in this next one. So
Mor-S'mores won the first one.
I'm sorry, Mor-S'mores.
Yes. Just
yeah. Wow. Yeah, my bad. I keep saying the wrong one. So yeah, I apologize for that.
Oh, it's okay, because like I said yesterday, I had a game casting Mor-S'mores, and I kept calling them Carbonite because of their old name. So it happens. But making something happen, Kaznaz from the outer edge will juke around. That's a nice move. Couldn't find the finish, so JL Graham will send it down. Can't get the clear either. But the stack actually a good punch. So now maybe an opportune time for a goal. A little tap pass.
Wide open goal. Wide open goal. I mean, sometimes when it's so wide open, you're scared that you're going to throw it off. But no, there's no way he could miss it from that spot, from that position. Plus, he was flying directly at the goal. Easy shot for him.
Yeah, they flew in a bit of a triangle formation, not with too much speed, but just enough finesse on the passes to find themselves the goal.
10 points ahead right now. This is obviously not a good position to be finding themselves in. ReeVspawn really needs to do something to just change this tempo, because it's not looking good for them at the moment. And they're talented people, so we know that they have the ability to do it.
Look at that shot, though. That was a talented shot. Chocolate. I still see you, buddy. Nice one.
Yeah, assisted there by JL Graham. He likes to always, be there. And yeah, it seems like whatever they're doing is working for them right now, and that is obviously just taking their time, keeping control, and making sure to just have the right position when they're scoring, or when they're shooting it, because it doesn't seem like they actually missed that many shots.
Yeah, well, right now, I mean, Chocolate finding the 20-point game, and that is 5 times more than anyone else. Like the second highest score in this entire game has 4 points. Chocolate has 20. Unbelievable there. And just the shot attempts you mentioned, they're having a lot of shots. I mean, 26 shots taken for Mor-S'mores on orange here, compared to only 6 shots taken from ReeVspawn. So that's kind of the definite story at play unfolding here in this second round, and as well as the first, and maybe going in for another shot. Now that anchor will just result in an off one. They've gone for a lot of those anchor shots, a lot of those anchor passes, and they don't always find the mark, but you know what? They come sailing back right into the hands of their own offensive line, and that is gonna be dangerously close.
We got that old ding off the end. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you get those long passes or those long clears, and they do go in for a goal, and that's always happy if you're the other team. But in this position, we really need them to control the field. I mean, you can't just get a win with some lucky shots here and there. They need to control. They need to turn this around by actually doing something different from what they're doing. And I think when you're getting to this kind of competitive play, you've got to have plans. You've got to have plays and different things that you do when you're in these situations.
Looking good with that plan. It's JL Graham, and he will find himself at the benefit of the 15th point again here, scoring again here for his team, up by 15. But yeah, just finding those metas, and again, the transition from combat to arena is certainly a big one, but just guaranteed based on what I've seen from them. Oh no, that is going to be a miscue there though, and that's a 17th point. So it is only a 2, but still.
Yeah, those miscues tend to happen a little bit more when you're getting to the end of the game and you're losing. It's just harder to stay as on point because you're distracted. You've got a lot of things in your brain at this point, and this game's difficult. I mean, it's an esport, but it's a physical game. These people are actually running around their rooms and moving their arms and legs, so they need to do everything they can to be in the right spot.
Absolutely. You look, for that almost on the spot passes. It will sail a little bit past the hands though. But you look at some of these events, like the LAN events that we've had in the past with competition, and you see the interviews, post-game interviews with winners and stuff, and they're just pouring in sweat. I mean, I had a few of them, but you can see every one of us. I don't want to. I'm not gonna make call-outs here, I suppose, but you know who you are. Going in for the shot, missing that one. There was a extremely sweaty occasion with a certain hug from a certain someone. You know who you are. You played a hard game, but man, was that the worst hug of my life. Anyways, going up here towards the bubble is going to be taken by Kaz Naz. And then a little handoff, perhaps the levity, going deep for the clear. And this just might end the round.
10 seconds left. Here we go. Yeah, there's not much time in the game right now. We do know what's happening, and of course, that's going to be Mor-S'mores coming again with a victory to close the game, 17-0. Unfortunately, it was a blowout, but it goes to show that practice and that teamwork really, really does matter.
Oh yeah, it certainly does, and these players, very capable. On both sides, really. It's just again the offensive end of things. I mean, ReeVspawn will have certainly some time to practice those things. I think they're pretty solid on the defensive line. It's just more so the shot attempts, because I know people are thinking and hearing me and are like, Pally, what do you mean their defense is good? They got scored this many times. Well, yes, because there were 30 shots taken against them to the 7 from ReeVspawn. It was they made for Mor-S'mores, they made a lot of shots, but it was in volume because they had a lot of opportunities that were just missed because of a defense, and that's been a consistent factor here for ReeVspawn's games throughout the weeks that I've casted them.